Okay, now I would like to introduce Kevin Willer, the moderator for tonight. We're going to get the show on the road. So when we were thinking about, well, who's the person to moderate tonight, it was actually very easy. We instantly realized we knew who to ask, and his name is Kevin Willer. So the reason why we picked Kevin is Kevin's one of the few people in the city who actually has a perspective and experience in all these 6 innovation pillars that we're talking about tonight. So very familiar with the startup and incubator world as the former CEO of 1871. He had a stint before that in the corporate world. Kevin co-founded the Google office in Chicago, grew it to 400 people. Currently is a VC master running Chicago Partners, a very active seed stage technology firm, but then also sits on a number of boards and councils for the mayor and universities. I think it's IIT, Loyola, and University of Chicago. That's it. I finished. I'm done. That's all. So thank you, Kevin. He's the man of many hats, and he's our moderator tonight.
Thank you, Luke. So kind. All right, how are we all doing? Good. God, the innovation crowds are always so fun. This space is amazing. I mean, I've been here, but not with this many people. This place is packed wall to wall. Has everybody had a good time so far? Yeah? All right. You ready to hear from some awesome experts around Chicago on all things Chicago ecosystem? Matt McCall. Matt McCall. You ready? Are you ready? All right. All right. I was just saying to Tom that I'm going to get my headshot redone because my hair's gotten more gray since that one. So I'm going to work on that. But seriously, this is such a great celebration of all things Chicago ecosystem, all things innovation. We've got an amazing rock star panel. I've said that before, but it's hard to really compare it to these 6 experts in all these different areas. So I'm going to read their bios because I really think we should do them justice because they are so impressive. So as I read each bio, if they could come up and take one of the awesome seats up here. First, we have Brenna Berman. Brenna Berman, everybody. Executive Director of City Tech at UI Labs, an innovation accelerator that brings universities, industry, and government together to deliver solutions to tomorrow's challenges. Previously, Brenna served as our Chief Information Officer for the City of Chicago and Commissioner of the Department of Innovation and Technology, implementing the Mayor's vision of data-driven resident services and a more efficient city government. And she worked at IBM before that. Brenna Berman. Awesome. Next, Brian Krause. We're going to invite you up. Brian Krause is the VP of Global Marketing and Communication for Molex. He oversees the Molex global brand, website, advertising, public relations, and commercialization and promotion of Molex products worldwide. Brian, you have a big job. So let's hear it for Brian. All right. Next, we have Emil Cambry, founder of Blue 1647. Yes, woo! Blue 1647 is the technology and entrepreneurship incubator that Emil has expanded to several locations across the Midwest. He has produced films that have been licensed by HBO, hold on, page turn, Cinemax and Showtime, named on Ebony Magazine's Power 100, Crane's Tech 50, a top 100 innovator in Chicago by the Chicago Tribune, and a 40 game changer under the age of 40 by Verizon Wireless, and was awarded the Community Service Award by the South by Southwest Conference. Emil Cambry. All right. We literally could stop there and have an amazing panel, but we're not. We're going to keep going. Okay, next, Matt McCall. My old friend, Matt McCall, partner at Pritzker Group Venture Capital. Matt was a founding partner previous to Pritzker Group Venture Capital with DFJ Portage. He has been involved. He has invested in 60+ companies and been involved in 500 financings across 23 years of his experience in venture capital. He's been involved with investments in 8 startups that went on to get acquired by such companies as DreamWorks, Amazon, Google, HP, Disney, and Ticketmaster. Named in Crane's 40 Under 40 and Top Tech 25 list, founder and trustee of the McCall Family Foundation, which is focused on encouraging social entrepreneurship and global human rights. We're lucky to have him, Matt McCall. All right. I guess you're last but not least. Hold on, no, not yet. John Flavin, because we have six people on the panel. John Flavin is the Associate VP of Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the University of Chicago. John, come on up. Woo. John leads the Polsky Center, which brings together the university's programs in venture creation and education, technology, commercialization, and business incubation. Previously, John was the founding executive director of the Chicago Innovation Exchange, a startup hub at the University of Chicago. And before that, he built a bunch of companies, raised over $220 million in private and public capital, and led 2 successful NASDAQ IPOs in his spare time. John Flavin. All right. And last but not least, which is what I was trying to say, one of our Chicago Ventures portfolio CEOs, so I'm wildly biased, but Desiree Vargas Wrigley, founder and CEO of Parachute. Woo! You get the middle seat. Feel free to spread out, everybody. Desiree, she's a 2017 Chicago Innovation Award winner, which is really the most important thing, which connects families to the best, Parachute connects families to the best kids classes in town. Previously, Desiree, many of you know her from co-founding Give Forward, a great startup in Chicago, the world's leading crowd-giving platform for people facing a major life event. She worked at the Kauffman Foundation, at Arabella Philanthropic Investment Advisors. McCall, where are you going? And taught new venture discovery at Northwestern Kellogg School of Management, named in Inc.'s 30 Under 30, Crane's 40 Under 40, one of Parent Magazine's most inspiring moms. That's awesome. That's awesome. And one of Forbes' Women to Watch, Desiree Vargas Wrigley. Okay. All right. God, your bios. Okay, usually I make people do their own bios, but in this case I had to read them all and I wanted to, so I'm really excited to have all of you on the panel today. Hopefully we'll let you all get some words in edgewise. Short answers, McCall, okay? But first and foremost, and we're going to start at the end, Brian, to put you on the spot, can each of you take 1 to 2 minutes to tell us about what you're up to and what you're most excited about right now?
Right now?
Yes.
Technology.
Right.
Technology is smoking. We at Molex just finished 2017, had a fabulous year. We grew over 20%, outperformed the market by roughly 3.5%, and had some huge acquisitions during the course of the year. We've got a lot of great things going on. Just was at CES, Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. And we did not put out the power in the middle booth. You were there. Okay. We showed a unique technology that we brought out. It's for mobile solutions. I had 6 other vendors that we teamed up with to come up with this technology. Put together a private booth, brought GM, Ford, Tesla, all the major brands in to actually show them this new technology. It's a 10 gigabit Ethernet solution that goes from the front of the car to the back of the car. It's going to be something that these cars are going to gravitate to in the future. And we also launched the new venture site for Molex.com LLC. So we've got a lot of things going on, and we're excited to be here.
Wow, that's amazing. Hey, who was at CES this year? Anyone? Anyone go out for that? Amazing show, and great to see that you got such big value out of it, it sounds like, and had such a great experience there. Brenna, 1 to 2 minutes on what you're doing right now.
So if you're excited about tech, I'm actually really excited about people. So I recently took City Digital, which was the city, like the government and tech innovation site up at UI Labs, and relaunched it just in December from City Digital to City Tech by adding this concept of co-designing with residents in Chicago to get away from this idea in smart cities that it's all about government, that it's actually about the people and the other institutions in cities that matter. So this is our first year operating under that model, and we're working on really interesting things like waste management. But it's really exciting if you want to drive up recycling rates. But we also work on really amazing things like mobility and how to alleviate how crowded our CTA trains are, which is actually a little bit more exciting. And so it's our first year operating under that new model, and we have amazing industry partners, incredible community partners, and partners in other cities like in London in the Middle East. So it's an entirely new operating model for how cities and communities are using IoT to drive inclusive growth. So it's pretty amazing stuff.
So cool. It's amazing. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. How long have you been gone from the city?
Well, I've been gone since the end of May, but yeah. I got a phone call and saw the mayor twice today. So gone is really relative.
Right, there you go. Well, you've done a lot since you've been gone, technically, right? That's right.
Yeah, you
That's
don't
right.
just leave. He just lets you take a new job because he wants you to do something else.
Nice. Awesome. Emil?
Yeah, I guess, so if you haven't heard about us, we're Blue 1647. We're a network of technology and entrepreneurship centers. So we focus in areas that previously just were innovation deserts in many capacities, but we really bring in the same kind of innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, and rigor that is involved to really make people have a chance. So we did programs in over 40 cities last year. We opened up a new location in Haiti. We're looking at more opportunities to really scale our programs, working with more than 10,000 youth last year, over 10,000 adults. So it's really about scaling our impact, but also saying we have to work on the latest and greatest stuff. So, you know, this past weekend, we're having youth working on trying to plug into the blockchain. We're having youth that are talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning, and not just talk about it, but truly building applications that plug into it. So that's what gets me excited, and we're really focused on building more pathways so that folks can really compete and, you know, be a part of this innovation economy as well.
Awesome. Yes. I got to come down and spend some time with Emil a couple weeks ago, and it's just not to invite everybody to Blue 1647.
Please come.
But if you get a chance, go visit. It's awesome. And it's a Google innovation spot too, right?
Yeah, Google's a big one of our sponsors, as well as Uptake, so we are thankful for their
I saw the
contribution.
Uptake logo in there too. Nice. Awesome. Desiree, right now, post-Shark Tank.
Post-Shark Tank. It's been a long time since Shark Tank. That was about 18 months ago, actually. But so Parachute is a family activity club, and we are going after the $100 billion a year category that is family entertainment. So I'm really excited about the role that we're playing in helping elevate locally owned businesses that are run by mostly women, a lot of minority businesses. We've put over $1 million into those businesses in the last 20 months. And we just recently launched this activity feed that really allows us to monetize the supply side, but also generate a lot of eyeballs and traffic for our partners. So I'm excited about what that means for the communities where we work.
Awesome. All right. Nice. Yes. And if you have kids, get on Parachute, for sure. My wife loves it. All right, John.
I'm excited about the south side of Chicago,
Nice. Awesome.
its impending rise. The culture at the University of Chicago, it's under a big shift. And science. So at the Polsky Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the University of Chicago, based on Chicago's south side, we've had some really big developments. We've put together really the first of its kind innovation ecosystem within the university that connects students, faculty, and neighborhood entrepreneurs together to take their idea. Many of them happen to be in the sciences, bring a new drug to market, a new medical device, a new battery, deeper science. So the kinds of things we're doing at the Polsky Center are going to be a little bit more focused on deeper tech. And so science, STEM, and then connecting the neighborhood, especially in our next phase where we have announced plans to build a 220,000 square foot facility that will include science laboratories and will connect to the high schools as well to try to demystify science entrepreneurship and try to bring our next generation millennials on the south side into the fold of commercializing innovation that's going to help transform the Chicago economy and really impact the world in a very positive way.
Wow. Jeez. Have people been to 53rd and Harper to the Innovation Exchange? Yes, right? Amazing, amazing space too. I'm sure I can invite everybody over to your place.
Please come.
All right,
Please
good.
come.
Nice. Awesome. And let's go from the University of Chicago to the Western, Kellogg? Yeah. Matt McCall. Matt McCall, what's hot right now? Northwestern and beyond.
So this is an example of where not to go in an introductory scheme here, like saving the world, saving this, and then I'm a venture capitalist. Anyone want money? No. So what I'm focused on right now, we're really thinking through right now at Pritzker very heavily what we call kind of Venture 2.0, this next generation of venture capital. We've been bringing on a lot of operational capability. So just recently we announced we've added Dave Schoenthal from IDEO as one of our operating partners to join Carter Cass, Dave Wortman, Enterprise Selling. And I think our whole focus is to help not only just make our own luck, but to help the entrepreneurs The other thing I'm focused on, in addition to deals, do your follow-on deals, is relaunching my blog, which is all around this notion that's a personal passion of mine, that how do you thrive in the entrepreneurial life? For 23 years, I've watched this lie which says, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it has to drain you. It has to leave you hollowed out. It has to be you just get by. And the question is there a way to approach the business so that it actually energizes you at the end of the day, and that it's a platform for growth? So that is the whole focus right now in terms of kind of how I'm thinking about life. So.
Awesome, awesome. Nice, great. VCConfidential.com. Am I right? VCConfidential.com?
The new name is not announced yet because it is,
rebrand.
It's not.
Rebrand alert.
Brad Feld pre-announced
All right,
it, and I'm
okay.
not ready yet.
Okay, all right. Well, now we're going to go back the other way, and we're going to do a quick lightning round of, and you might have already said this, but let's just go through it because we want to hit on it. Everybody here, why do we love Chicago? Like, what is it about Chicago? What brought you here, and why do you stay here? In short answer format. Who wants to go first? Brian.
Well, let's see. Brought here by my parents.
Yep.
Lived in Milwaukee. I followed them down here. I want everybody to know I'm a cheesehead. No. Yes, I'm sorry, I am. Is there other cheeseheads out there? All right. There's a few of us here. I just love the Chicagoland area. I mean, you know, you think about it, and I just literally got it off an airplane. So last week, Saturday, I flew to Narita, Japan. On Monday, I flew to Singapore. And on Friday, I flew to Germany. So I have proved in 1 week that the world is round. That's what my kids told me. So if you think about Chicago and our ability to travel anywhere in the world, it's a great city. Right now, it's a little tough on sports, but it's going to get there. And we love it. My kids love it. My wife and I love it. And we're here for the duration.
How good is it to look out that airplane window when you're flying in Chicago after you've been all over the world like that, right?
The best thing is when I actually hit customs at O'Hare on Terminal 5. And I actually wait there for my luggage. That's
Global entry.
Global entry gets you through fast, but it doesn't get your luggage fast.
Fair point, fair point. All right, Brenna.
So I came here for college. I'm a maroon or a moron, depending on the day. So I've been here longer than I'm willing to admit. I stay for the skyline, the music, and the food. And I love Chicago because it's got, and I am a Yankee by birth, so I know of what I speak. It has all the things that those big East Coast cities have, but it's friendly and relatively affordable.
Awesome. Well said. Emil, you're up.
I guess what I love about Chicago is a lot of social change taking place. A lot of people who really care about the neighborhoods, the communities, and are really trying to do something about it. I think when you go outside of Chicago, you hear, you know, some of the worst things that people try to say, but then when you're really here and you see the spirit of the people here, you know there's some great things that are coming. And I think as far as technology, I think that there's an opportunity to build a deep bench of people that can come and really scale some things. So that's what keeps me here, and that's why I do the work I do.
Awesome, awesome. Des?
Well, I moved here for a guy, but stayed here because of a different guy. My husband. I'm just kidding. I'm married to a Chicago police officer, so I'm in it. But I would be here no matter what because it's the best place, I think, on earth to build a business and to grow a family and to thrive.
Yeah, nice.
So Kevin, I'm here because of my great-grandfather, James Flavin.
Wow, all right.
He was a stowaway on a boat at age 15. So he was, in my opinion, the first entrepreneur. It's in our DNA now, so he's a risk taker. And I'm told that when he came over, they stopped in Boston. He looked around and he just said, this place is not going to amount to much, and he just kept going right to Chicago. Why did I stay? I mean, for us, we were busy building biotechnology companies here in Chicago. And I don't think you can find a better place, really. And I think we'll begin to see that become more apparent here in the coming years as things grow and scale. But you've got the best universities, you've got a plethora of healthcare and life sciences firms, great talent base, great access to capital. Obviously, it's a global city, it's fun, and I'm going to stay. It's a great place to be.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Nice. Little known thing about John, I don't know if Pat's here, but his brother helped co-found Matter, another place in the ecosystem here. So kind of all in the family. All right, Matt.
I came here for Kellogg, though my great-grandfather grew up on the South Side, so I'm fourth generation Chicago. Look, I've worked on Wall Street, grew up in La Jolla, opened our LA office. This is where I want to be. Authentic people, incredible community, and hell, Kevin, we've been building this place for 25 some odd years in the tech community, so I'm not leaving now.
Absolutely, absolutely.